Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to grenke AG new business update for Q1 2025. I'm Franziska Rand, I'm head of the IR department, and today here with me is our CFO, Dr. Martin Pahl. Martin, welcome.
Thank you, Franziska, and also a warm welcome from my side.
With an increase of over 10%, we got off to a very good start into 2025. Martin, could you mention some of the highlights for the first quarter, please?
Yes, sure. Indeed, we had a pretty good start into the new year in terms of new leasing business in 2025. Given that the first quarter and the third quarter are historically the weaker quarters in the year, so our new business coming in at around 740 million euro is a pretty good result. And it confirms our strategic approach towards achieving our guidance for the full year. And within the regions, we saw strong growth in the DACH region, driving growth in Q1 2025.
Thank you, Martin, for mentioning the highlights of the first quarter. Now, moving on to object categories, could you name some of the object categories that were important for the first quarter?
Yes, sure. The biggest object categories in the first quarter, according to NAV, were on the one hand IT equipment, and secondly, followed that by machinery. On the IT side, especially IT systems, laptops, software, and the like drove our strong new business growth in the first quarter. On the machinery side, small industrial machines, workshop equipment, office and shop equipment like coffee machines, for example, were the driver here. And the wide distribution of our object portfolio shows the strength at grenke to serve the SME customer needs in our portfolio.
Now let's move on to our profitability, which also saw a huge increase in the first quarter. Could you also share a little bit behind what drove this success and the increase of the CM2 margin, please?
Yes, sure. In the first quarter of 2025, we saw a strong CM2 margin coming in at around 17.5%. That's a level we had last seen in the second quarter of 2021. On the one hand, we benefited by some extent by the interest rate easing of the European Central Bank. However, this CM2 margin already factors in the elevated level of expected credit losses that we see since the second half of last year. And this strong CM2 margin also shows our ability to adapt our models accordingly to meet the macroeconomic challenges in our markets.
Yeah, thank you very much, Martin. This concludes our new business interview for the first quarter. We will publish our quarterly results with the P&L and the balance sheet coming on May 15th. We have our annual general meeting coming up on the 7th of May. Take care and goodbye.
Thank you.